Charlie Puth, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you as well.
You know, there's something very unique about you. There are a lot of talented pop stars, but you are a musical prodigy. And I know it's weird to sit in a room and like have us kiss your butt and stuff, but it's really true. I so admire your love for music and the way that you studied jazz.
Yes.
And you're a classical pianist.
Yeah.
You play jazz. You're the real deal. You kind of remind me of John Mayer in that way, where you think, oh, pop star, but then you see him live in concert, and all of a sudden this guy's like an insane jazz musician like I've never seen before.
Right. Well, that was always the goal, by the way. To like, even when I went to Berkeley, because I studied jazz piano there, and before that Manhattan school, was to I loved Backstreet Boys and I loved pop music. I always wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. So I was playing Bill Evans and transcribing John Coltrane and Miles Davis, but at the same time I was going home listening to Rihanna and like on the drive home, and wondering how can I implement all these jazzisms into pop music, like sneak them in, but not make it sound like a jazz record.
Yeah, sure.
And seeing you live, we see you do that. You do so many, I don't want to call them tricks, but it's like, I think of the last time I saw you live, you did this thing that we still talk about in this room today. You're able to beatbox and sing or rap at the same exact time.
Right.
And I was almost wondering if you'd be willing to do something so I can see if you have an extra speaker now that we're up close. Like it almost sounds like multiple sounds like that can't come out of one human being.
So, the first time I used to listen to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Yeah. And there was this record on that record called Rock the House where it was just him going, and then I listened to Rozelle.
By the way, that's one person right there.
Yep, I know.
You saw it, right?
I saw it.
Yeah.
That's not even that good. And then I would listen to Rozelle, and he had, I just listened to him do this over and over again. He would go, if you're you know that you was trying to get with me, and then because all the I learned how to like line the syllables up with like with my mouth, and then I learned how to do drop it like it's hot, you can do like, and it kind of lends to how I learned how to produce music, because it's like multiple layers.
Yeah.
And that's, what building a track is basically.
Can you do that again, please? That was, and more of it. It's just ridiculous.
So it's. It's like and every time I produce a record, like I did these 2 records for Katy Perry, and if you take her voice away and just listen to the instrumental, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, you'll hear like the beatbox, like my beatbox, I do it on attention. It just adds another drum pocket. Blah blah blah. Music talk.
I'm in awe of it.
Though.
I really am. It's such a talent, and it's something you really don't see.
No,
most people can't do that.
John Legend was just talking about that like not all pop stars are equal, and like it doesn't. He kind of said like a ton of talent isn't required anymore. So I feel like the people like you, stand out so far above the rest.
Yeah, but everybody has a vibe. Like I wouldn't be able to do like what someone else would. I can't dance at all. So I kind of highlight. It took me a while to realize that it's good to highlight my musical nerdiness.
Yeah. You have to own it. Well, you kind of see that with Lizzo, right? With the flute.
Yeah.
She was hiding it at one point and then said, actually, this is what makes me unique and I want to do this.
I think that's the dopest thing about her, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Since you are such a professional mouth player, I guess we can call you that, right? You play a lot of mouth instruments. Yeah. This is going to be very embarrassing for my producer, Matt, but I actually really believe in him. I think he is a true mouth trumpetist, and I'm not making a joke. I think he's really good at it, and he has a skill. Producer Matt, would you be able to do this for one of the best in the business? Hold on, I'm going to give you a song, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, give him an instrumental or something.
Oh yeah.
Don't crack under the pressure, Producer Matt, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Poor Producer Matt.
It's okay, producer.
I'm not Berkeley trained in this.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Did you go to school around here or anywhere? No.
I went to Emerson College.
I love Emerson College.
I love Emerson too.
Yeah,
we used to play you in hockey.
Yeah. Oh, the Berkeley. What were we called?
I don't remember.
We were stunningly bad.
We called it the Boylston Cup because the 2 schools on Boylston Street would play each other, and it was like a bloodbath every year.
It was Berkeley Wildcats. Oh my.
Well, here's the music, and if I may give him an introduction, ladies, gentlemen, and Charlie Puth, I now introduce mouth trumpet extraordinaire, the one and only Producer Matt from the TJ Show. Take it away, Producer Matt. Is that genuinely good?
If I were to do it, I would. It's very good.
You
by
do
the
it.
way.
You do
It's
it.
very, very good.
Yes, if you were to do it, what?
But like, I would put like a little more like, but you had the same thing, like. But like
Charlie,
he's learning. Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. That and a little reverb on his voice. I mean,
wow. I thought producer Matt was good until I heard Charlie Puth do it.
Well, it's a mouth trumpet off.
You know what it is? I realize you're more of a mouth trumpet and I'm more of a trumpet mouth. That's the difference.
Okay.
But what actually I found very impressive right now is you actually were like kind of improvising like with the right notes. Like you were going, that was an E flat major, and you were kind of like going, you were soloing very, very well.
Thank you.
Do you play an instrument?
I play instruments, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not
multiple. He throws it out there. Just multiple instruments.
Because your melodic instincts are very good.
Appreciate
you
it.
You have melodic instincts.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so good job, producer.
Thank you.
This is great.
I've heard when you write music that you actually don't sit down and write it. You will just start blabbering into a microphone.
Yeah.
Is that true? Where you'll overhear a conversation and that will inspire you, and you'll just go ahead and let it roar into the mic, and then whatever works, you write it into a song.
Yeah. A good example is my friend, who is actually now married now, shout out to Miles. He was not in, it was like 2015 in like November, and he wasn't in a good place with his then girlfriend, now wife. Okay. And I was like, do you talk to her anymore? And he said, no, we don't talk anymore. And then immediately I was like, I took my phone, I was like, we don't talk anymore. What was all of it for? They don't talk anymore. I don't know to do. And then made a whole song just from a sentence. It just like popped in my mind.
So before you go, there's a story right now locally that is becoming huge. I think a lot because it's the Thanksgiving season, but there's a turkey with a limp, and he is terrorizing a town in Reading, Mass.
His name is Limpy.
Limpy is his name, and this is a real thing. He has a Facebook.
That is the most local story ever.
And people are driving through the intersections, and he starts pecking at the wheels. I think he may have been got hit by a car, and so he's angry, and he's been attacking cars ever since.
Franken-turkey.
Right. Yeah. Is there something that could inspire a song or a beatboxing or something about Limpy the turkey? Does that move you in a songwriting direction?
Well, when you hear the word Limpy, then whenever I'm writing lyrics, I try and like whatever the lyric is saying, I try and mimic it with music so you can tell what the lyric is without even hearing it. So you hear the word Limpy, I immediately go that and then like the tempo with pecking. And then like a lyric like Limpy, Limpy, why are you pecking my tires? No, why are you pecking my tires? Oh, it's local story. Whatever you could like. There's a lot of routes you can take.
Charlie, that's brilliant.
My God.
I hope that winds up on a record somewhere. And he even will peck on police cars. So he's a bold turkey.
Yeah.
And then, so if I known that, I would include the police siren, and like in there too, and like include in the production.
Charlie, it is always such a pleasure to see you, and I'm going to put in a request now. I would love to sit down with you for an hour live on the radio in the morning one day, where we just hang out with a live band, we talk music, whenever you have time in your schedule.
Riz, make it happen.
Yeah, Riz, can you make that happen?
I would love that.
I just adore you. I think you're brilliant.
Thank you.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep making great music, and it's so great to talk to you. Thank you.
It's great to talk to you guys too.
Charlie
Appreciate it.
Puth on 103.3 AMP Radio.